Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Welcome to episode 18 of Be With Me in the book of 2 Corinthians. That is season 11. Today, I'm going to use a betting metaphor, and that is going all in. It's a poker term. I don't really play poker, but it's that moment when a player pushes all their chips in, and the term is I'm going all in. I'm betting with everything that I have, pushing all my chips in. I'm kind of going for broke on this one bet. And that's what Paul is going to say that he's doing today. So we'll get back to that. He's in a part of a passage where he just got done saying, there's really only one thing left on my bucket list, and that is to go to heaven. I would rather be with God. I would rather be home. And here, being home here is really being away from my real home. So I'd rather be away from this body and home with the Lord. So yesterday he said, I'd rather die than be living on this planet. But in the meantime, because I have to appear before the judgment seat of Christ and to answer and, be accountable for the resources that he's giving me, I am going to live in a certain way. He's going to tell us about that today. So here it is. It's the passage from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 11. Therefore, standing before the judgment seat of God, therefore, knowing the fear of the Lord, we persuade others. But what we are is known to God, and I hope it's known to your conscience. We are not commending ourselves to you again, but giving you cause to boast about us, so that you may be able to answer those who boast about your outward appearance and not about what is in the heart. For if we are beside ourselves, it is for God. If we are in our right mind, it is for you. For the love of Christ controls us, because we have concluded this, that one has died for all, therefore all have died. And he died for all, that those who live might no longer live for themselves, but for him who for their sake died and was raised. So the big picture is he's going to stand before the judgment seat of God, the bema seat of God, and he has this respect for the fear of the Lord. So with an eye towards that judgment day, he's going to portray himself. He's going to go hard with, I am a jar of clay. I am afflicted. I am perplexed. I am blue collar. I am shipwrecked. I am working hard. I am humble. I'm being given over to death. All this stuff. Why? Is it because I'm a super apostle? He's comparing himself and contrasting himself with what he's going to call a super apostle here in a little bit. And that's a guy who looks good. He sounds good. And kind of is the center of his own ministry, rather than what Paul is doing, even though he's qualified, and even though he's smart, and even though he's a good arguer, and even though he's a good speaker, he's putting himself as a servant, as a humble, and he's saying it's the love of Christ that controlled me. He's kind of almost like decenterizing himself. He describes himself as, hey, my outer self, in 4:16, is wasting away, and I have this light momentary affliction. I am this jar of clay on the outside, but my inner self, it's the inner stuff that's being renewed day by day, and this weight of glory is coming, and I'm longing for this eternal home. I long to be known by God, known by you as well. I'm not pretending to be anything that I'm not. I'm not a super apostle. I'm a servant, bondservant, and slave. And in the meantime, so this is what he's going to decide to live his life as. I persuade others. That is I live a life of persuasion. If I have to live here, I'm going to live a life of persuasion. My priorities are going to be hard work, good Christian habits, good Christian characters, and I'm going to have fruit of the Spirit. That is, I'm going to have produce. And that produce is people. It's you, Mr. and Mrs. Corinthian. So I'm not credentialing and commending myself and putting myself at the center of ministry. You might be able to do that. You can boast in the ministry, but I am going to center on the love of Christ, which is controlling me, not outward stuff, not the love of money and profit, or not being a super apostle and being in a position. Nothing appearance-wise. I'm going to almost devalue the appearance to get to the good stuff, to get to the main stuff. So I'm beside myself for God. It's not about me. I know that he died for me, and the least I can do is to sort of die for you, sacrifice for you. So those who live, and yesterday, remember, he said, I would rather die. I'd rather be with the Lord. He said, but I'm here. And in the meantime, I'm going to be controlled by the love of Christ. I'm going to be sacrificing. I'm going to be making a fool of myself. And here it is. I'm going to go all in for Christ. I'm going to put all my chips in. I'm going to bet on him. I'm not living for myself. I'm living for him. And it's it's a paradigm shift. It's where Paul is making himself a fool for Christ's sake. And that's where we're saying he's betting on Jesus. I'd rather not be here, but as far as I am, I'm going to live for Christ while I am here, and I'm going to go hard at it and put all my chips on Jesus. So that, with the emphasis on the Lord, makes one a humble minister, a servant, a sincere, single-hearted who's saying, and keeps saying it over and over, hey, this is not about me, it's for God. And because it's about God, I'm going all in persuading you guys, for starters. Not the outer self, because the outer self is wasting. It's this inner weight of glory that's coming. So part of it's not even seen yet, but it's going to be manifested in a seen way, which is service to you, commitment to you, preaching to you. And I'm living this life of persuasion. And then tomorrow, he's going to give his main message. He's established himself as this humble servant. And tomorrow he's going to say, I'm going to give a ministry of reconciliation, that you, Corinthian people, can be reconciled to God. So all this is laying the groundwork for getting to his message, which comes tomorrow. Please be here. Come back tomorrow. It's 7 minutes a day. You will have 7 minutes tomorrow. Let's use them wisely. Thank you for listening today. Let's go all in for the Lord. Let's bet on him.